So far, I think Edinburgh is probably the nicest city I've ever been to. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to try my absolute best to explore as much of the city as I possibly can today. And as usual, I don't want that to get boring, so I actually have 5 goals for the video and I'll explain them right now. So these 5 goals are to: number 1, ride the Edinburgh trams. Number 2, see the sea. Number 3, pick a contrasting photo. Number 4, see at least 3 landmarks. And number 5, the most important one, is to do all of that before 5 PM because I do need to catch my train back to Glasgow. So yeah, we don't have long. Well, we do actually have quite a while, but we want to do as much as possible, so we better go. I've just done that intro in Prince's Street Gardens, which is really nice, but all I can hear is the train station, which runs right through down there. So that's quite annoying. Up these stairs is some really nice historic buildings, so I'm excited to go and have a look at that. I just got up those stairs, just tried to find a quiet spot to try and film, and there's absolutely nowhere. It's absolutely packed with tourists. I mean, I'm not really complaining, it might sound like I am. I mean, everyone has the right to be here, I guess. It's just really annoying. I went up there a minute ago, so obviously I'm going to go up this way this time because I just couldn't cope with all the people. It gets to a certain point in the video where I don't mind a few people looking at me, but when it's tons and tons of people, I mean like 50 at a time, it gets really annoying. Yeah, hopefully it gets quieter throughout the day, which I don't think it will, but you know, it's about 11 o'clock now, so maybe it's the peak time. Obviously I do notice a lot of tourists while filming these videos, and I am technically. This is our first landmark anyway. It's the Museum of the Mound, and I know it's not a particularly famous one, but it's a landmark nonetheless, so we'll count it towards my 3 for the day. And obviously, as I said in Glasgow, I will try and see more than 3. It's just for the goal, I needed a nice number. See what I mean? It's just so many people. I'm okay filming forwards, but when I'm holding the camera up to my face, I think people think I'm a bit weird. Finally, I found a spot with no one here. I have also found our second landmark. I know it's absolutely flooded with landmarks here. This here is, I think it's St Giles Cathedral. It's a cathedral either way, so this is our second landmark. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to end up seeing more than 3. This building is some sort of court, I think. It says Court of Session on the thing, so I'm guessing that means it's a court. But like most buildings in Edinburgh, it might not be being used as its original purpose anymore. Parliament Hall, maybe the Scottish Parliament? I don't know, let me know in the comments if you do know. I'm trying to stay away from the touristy areas, which keeps just pushing me into the same spots. So instead of staying here, I'm going to go back towards the gallery, and then I think it's time to go and have a ride on the Edinburgh trams. That massive spire over there is the Scott Monument, which is of course our 3rd landmark, so that's the first goal ticked off. We have seen 3 landmarks. Yeah, I think that goal was always going to be finished early because there's so many landmarks in Edinburgh, especially the area we're in. I'm walking towards the tram stop now, and I'm trying to have a think about where I want to go on the trams, and I think we should probably go to the beach so that we can see the sea, and then we also get 2 goals ticked off because we get to ride on the trams and see the sea. We've already done the landmark one, which will mean we only have 2 goals left, and I think that sounds good to me. The tram stop is right there. It's a lot closer than I thought it was. What else was I going to say? I was going to say that I've decided we are going to be going to Edinburgh Beach on the tram to tick off 2 goals in 1. I'm waiting at the tram stop. I just wanted to say that I've made nowhere near enough progress on this video so far. Because of all the people, I just find it difficult to talk to the camera. Usually I don't mind when it's 2 or 3 people looking at me. There's people coming around corners, then people randomly stopping so I can't carry on walking. Loads and loads of people looking at me. It gets really difficult. Should be fine from now. As usual, I will be montaging my journey to the beach when I'm on the tram, because if I try and talk to the camera, you just can't hear anything I'm saying, and it's always really busy. So yeah, I will see you when we get to the beach.
We are expecting to operate a busy service.
Here we are. I've just arrived at the port of Leith, which I believe is the closest tram stop to the beach. If not, I'm off the tram now anyway, so I'll have to walk. I think the sea's probably this way. It's around a port, obviously. There's loads of ferries everywhere, so I don't know where I can and can't go. Actually, I just crossed the road and there's this really nice bridge, and there's some water going under it, so I'm guessing if we follow the water that way, we should get to the sea. This bridge is really cool. I can't tell what kind of water it is though, but it does end over there, so I'm guessing it's just a canal. Either way, it does lead to the sea, which is over there. So I think if I figure out a way to walk that way, then we can see the sea and get that goal ticked off. Turns out there was no need to cross the bridge because it's actually easier to get to the sea from this side. I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, in most of the other big cities I've been to, I start in the modern bit and then I walk into the historic bit later. So much of Edinburgh is historic that obviously I've had to start in the historic bit here and then walk into the modern bit later. That's a load of offices in Edinburgh and they're pretty modern. So around the sea, you know, like on the water where it usually is, there's all the modern stuff. There's all the ferries and freight ships. My hair is going crazy. So I actually messed up quite a lot here. The beach is actually really far away, like the main beach. The point is I wanted to see the sea, and I think I can see the sea from a spot which is about a 20-minute walk away. So I could probably easily do that in maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but I don't think the trams go any closer unless we went all the way to Newhaven, which I mean, to be honest, I probably should have gone there. It's okay, we'll just do the walk. It shouldn't take long. Looking at the directions, and it's asking me to go straight through what looks like a big busy port. So I'll see how far I can get. Yeah, these directions are completely messed up. Google Maps is trying to take me through this massive port on a road which is completely restricted to anyone who doesn't have a pass or something like that. And there's loads of security there, so obviously I can't go through there. So I think the best thing to do is to go back to the tram stop, stay on for a few more stops until we're at Newhaven, and that should be right by the beach. I think it's actually quite nice here, so I am glad we ended up here. I'm going to talk about flats now. There's a load of flats over there, and they look, I'm going to say it, absolutely incredible. And I'm going to say the other thing I say, which is I'd absolutely love to live there. I think I'm starting to really like the word absolutely. I've been saying it a lot recently. But yeah, every video I end up finding flats which I'd like to live in, so maybe one day I'll end up actually living in some of them. Anyway, I'm at the tram stop. As I said, it's only a few stops, so it shouldn't take long, and I will see you when we get to Newhaven. I've just arrived in Newhaven, and when I was on the tram I was thinking about the word Newhaven as a place name, and I thought it sounds very metropolitan and very much like a new suburb, but it is right by the sea, and I think we're about a 2-minute walk away now, so I'm just going to walk along this road and hopefully it leads to the beach. I've only noticed 2 issues with Edinburgh so far. The first one is obviously the tourists, which, I mean, I am a tourist, so I can't really blame anyone for that. And the second one, which is the most annoying one, is when you cross the roads it takes ages for pedestrians to be allowed, for the green man to show up. And while there isn't really much traffic, so it's not usually an issue, it's just a bit annoying. Here we are, that's the sea, which means we've just ticked off our 3rd goal. What I didn't mention was that we obviously did go on the tram, which means we've ticked off our Edinburgh trams goal. Now we only have 2 left to do. And just a reminder, our last 2 goals are to take a contrasting photo and finish all of the goals by 5. So as long as we take a contrasting photo before 5 o'clock, we're all good. I highly doubt you can see it, but right in the centre of the screen is the Forth Bridge, which is where we went last video. So yeah, that's really cool. I didn't think I'd be able to see it from here. I thought it was a little bit further away from Edinburgh. Here we go, actually nicely up close to the water here. Yeah, that's the sea. I think technically it's the Firth of Forth, but if we go along there, you'll end up in the North Sea. But I mean, I'm considering this the sea, so I have ticked off the goal. My camera is actually starting to run out of battery now, so I am going to end the first segment of the video. So obviously I will be back after this. I just wanted to very quickly say that if you'd like to support the channel with a little bit of spare money you have, you can do so using the link in the pinned comment. And if you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing and even commenting. Yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the second segment, which will literally be right now for you. Hi, I'm back for the second segment. You might notice this fairly large building behind me, which is of course the Scottish Gas Murrayfield rugby stadium. Other than the fact that it's a rugby stadium and that it's the building behind me, I know absolutely nothing about it. So I think we should just go and have a look around and see if we can find any boards that have any information on them. And just for context, if you don't know Edinburgh very well, I'm on the other side of the city as the beach, about half an hour away from the town centre on the tram. And also I'm the only person who got off at Murrayfield on 2 different trams which I saw. So I don't think there's very high demand when there's no rugby games going on. And it's also not very busy here, which is quite surprising. So touristy in the centre, I would have thought at least some of those people wanted to come and see the stadium. Right, here's one of those boards I was talking about that has information on it. I think it's just it's just a map. So there is a fan village, just a load of roads, and it just says all the entrances on it. Okay, not very interesting. Let's go this way, because I know there are some quite historic buildings here. Other than that, I can't get around the stadium. So if you know any information about the stadium, let us know in the comments, and if you'd like to learn about it, then you can look down there. It's a bit annoying I couldn't learn anything about it from the stadium itself, but it's not a waste of a journey, because there do seem to be some very interesting buildings here, and I'm glad I saw it anyway. I go past it on the train, but it's good to see it up close. It sounds like there's a school near here, here. Yeah, this is a primary school. It is a really nice building. I've noticed a few of the schools in Scotland are in really nice historic buildings, so I think they're quite lucky. Other than those buildings and the stadium, that is more or less it for the Murrayfield area. So I'm going to head back towards the tram station and we can get back into the centre. I'm not just going to go to Prince's Street again. I think I'm going to go to St Andrew's Square because there's some really nice buildings there. And when I say nice, I mean modern. But then maybe I can get my contrasting photo because there were some quite old ones there as well. Here's the tram.
Andrew Square.
I've just arrived into St Andrew's Square, and as expected there's some really nice modern buildings here alongside some also really nice old buildings, and the old buildings have like new windows so they look really cool. But I think I've got my contrasting photo sorted out. There we go. Oh, dropped my phone for a sec. That is our 4th goal ticked off, and I suppose now I've completed all of the goals before 5 that I've also completed the other goal. But I'm actually going to make it so that I have to get back to the train station and make my train before 5, because that's what I really meant to say. One thing I haven't really done is got enough photos for the thumbnail yet, so I might have to take some here because it is a pretty good spot. It kind of just represents Edinburgh quite well. I'm really struggling to get some photos for the thumbnail, so I might just explore this area and then see what I can get after I finish filming, which unfortunately is going to have to be soon because my train is at 5 and it's just approaching half past 4. This area looks really nice anyway. We have still got the modern buildings there, and then on the other side of the road we have all the old ones. Zoomed in as far as I can here. Look at that building. It's really weird. Obviously I'm talking about the one behind the column thing. It's quite far away, but it just looks so cool. Okay, I turned around at the end of that road after I saw something weird happen in a coach. I don't know what it was, someone fell or something like that. I've decided to get back high up on top of Prince's Street Gardens because I need to get a photo for the thumbnail. So I'm just going to try and take something from there and see what I can do. I'm rushing because I really don't have long left until I need to catch my train. It is 35 minutes past 4 and my train's at 5, so I kind of need to be at the train station early, and I am quite close, so I can slow down if I want to, but I do want to get there early and I still have to finish the video yet. Oh, I'm on the big stairs again. They are very tiring to walk up. Here's the spot I was in before. I should be able to get some decent photos from here. Oh, that was tiring. It's a massive hill. Edinburgh's very hilly. Right, I got a few photos, but not much, so I will just have to make do with what I've got. Maybe I could take some more on the train, I don't know. So my honest opinions on Edinburgh, I think it is still probably the nicest city I've ever been to. It's just all the tourists. I know me going to these places really doesn't help with the tourism, it just adds to it. But I mean, yeah, it's just really stressful to film in. But assuming most of you won't be filming, I think it would actually be quite nice without the responsibility. So if you get the opportunity to come to Edinburgh in nice weather, I strongly recommend you take it. Obviously, I do have to go and catch my train, so I will have to end the video here. If you'd like to support the channel with a little bit of spare money you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could use the link in the pinned comment, which is to my Buy Me a Coffee. And if you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing, and even commenting. I know I said last week I'd try and make a nice long video this time, but I promise, and I'm promising this time, pinky promise, there'll be a long video next week. I don't know where that'll be, but I'll see you there, and yeah, goodbye. That's all my filming done for Scotland now. I guess I'll have to see when I end up back here.